Good evening, class. I'm Jin. It's my pleasure to share the speech entitled New Norm in Education. During the pandemic, online classes became a new norm, which brought us a lot of inconvenience and, unfortunately, the poor quality of teaching. In fact, I prefer physical class and enjoy in-person communication and the traditional way of explaining everything clearly on the blackboard. Online classes can burn out students after long video calls, which is called Zoom fatigue. It can bring additional stress both physically and mentally. Physically, we feel tired without getting enough exercise and our eyes hurt after the video calls for such a long time. Mentally, we feel more anxious because of the increased eye contact, and it's hard to stay focused due to the distractions by all the things going on around you. Well, I believe all of those difficulties can be overcome if the remote students has enthusiasm for learning. But students can hardly change the teacher's teaching. In virtual classes, teachers should pay more effort to keep the qualities of teachings and try harder to overcome the problems that can happen in distant class. Often, I just tell myself to accept it. Well, I can learn by myself, so does college students. This makes me rethink the role of education. Although I like the physical classes more, now I start getting more comfortable with the online classes. I start previewing before the class, sometimes even finish the homework in advance, so I can explore deeper during the class. It's difficult for students to ask questions in class because it takes time to understand the lessons. With preview, it's much easier to know what is confusing and get the answer during the class. This increases interactions between students and teachers. Also, I prefer to be the last to stay online, so I can ask some questions outside the textbook to satisfy my curiosity. This moment would be more like a discussing than teaching. We exchange information and learn quickly. For me, that's the meaning of education, much more like what happens in laboratory. We read research papers and share with the professor. In fact, college students can learn by themselves, but we still need experts to guide us. In that case, the medium isn't that important, as long as we can deliver our thoughts. Thank you for your attention.